Hi, welcome back to Wallflowers. So today I'm doing what's called rebel canning. I'm actually canning bacon. I've had a big bag of bacon pieces sat in the freezer since December. So it's been there 6 months now, and I've decided to defrost it and I'm now going to can it. So I've got some nice bacon on the shelf should we need it in the future. So where the fat is, I'm actually cutting that off and I'm forming a separate jar of just the bacon fat separately. And that gives us the bacon fat will give us flavour. Say for instance we have to do a meal on the barbecue or a meal on the wood stove burner, just by using a bit of the bacon fat, it's already given us salt and given us the fat that we require. So just keeping that to one side and forming a whole new jar of it just makes sense. And as we go along, I'm just cutting the bacon into chunks. When we bring this out to eat, they're pleasant enough sizes to either create a stew with, have a breakfast meal with, whatever it was, and they'd be perfect on sandwiches if we chose to have it that way. So they're not too thick, they're not too thin. I'm just doing them in. These are coming out like rounds now, but just whatever chunks I'm able to do. I just put a little bit more meat on the pantry shelf should we need it. And in the meantime, it's freeing up that freezer space that it's been taking for quite a while. Now I've used 2 in that jar. And I'm coming up to my second one in this, so that's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So I've got 9. They're basically heart-shaped pieces. The first thing I thought of when I looked at them was they look pretty heart-shaped to me. And these are nice big pieces of fat, but of course you don't want that on your meal. So let's just keep it separately and virtually render it.
Steaks.
Yeah, but there'll be nice little medallions whether we want it for a sandwich or a dinner or whatever. They're not too much and not too little, they'll just be enough. You won't say no if that turns up for a meal, will you?
No.
So our elevation here is 10.
Oh, well, it's between 10 and 11.
Between 10 and 11. And as I say, in the UK, we didn't even understand the concept of what that was when we first started canning. So we did Google it and we did check what ours was for where we are. And as I say, it's between 10 and 11. But how wonderful will that be sitting on the shelf? And freeing up all that space in the freezer. Okay, I'll finish these and I'll come back and I'll show you how many jars I get. So I've got 6 jars of bacon and 1 jar of bacon fat. So I'm just wiping all the rings just to make sure with the grease and the oil. I've left good breathing space at the top. I haven't added any oil or any water or any stock, nothing at all, because of course there will be lots of fat that comes out of the bacon, lots of juice, and that will be sufficient. There are different ways to can the bacon. I've seen quite a few different methods. The one that doesn't intrigue me is using the parchment paper. So laying your bacon out flat, rolling it up, putting the whole parchment paper with the bacon inside your jar and canning it that way. To me, I prefer it this way. I don't fancy the idea of the parchment paper being inside the jar. But hey, we'll do it our own way. And as I say, this is actually rebel canning. So you won't see this in the USDA bulk canning recipe books. So use your own discernment. If you'd like to try it, try it. If not, stick to what you do, you know. But this is my kitchen, my rules, and I'm quite happy to do it this way.
We've done it before.
Yep. Happy to eat it afterwards. Right, so there we are. I just want to put some water.
Water in?
You put water in it or not? Oh right, okay. And now place the jars in. I'll say I've done 6 bacon and 1 fat. You can can these anywhere between 75 and 90 minutes. So this is the point where Mr. Wallflowers normally jumps in. We have to make sure that everything's tight on the top. We've got the chevron pointing in the right direction. If I can find it. There it is. Bear with me. We normally have it back to front, don't we? So let's see if that's going on better. I know. That's why I'm on the other end.
Goes to the side first.
Sorry?
Goes to the side first. No, you got it wrong.
Yay! So the jars were cold, dry packed, just the bacon, nothing else in it. Everything was cold. The water in the canner is cold, so now everything is going to heat up together. We're just going to wait for steam to come out of this valve, and then we'll put the little jiggler top on. Wait for this measurement to get up to between 10 and 11 pounds, and then we will start the timing, but only then. Okay, I think most of you that do canning know the process anyway, so I'll probably bring you back to show you the final result when I lift the jars out. But yeah, anywhere between 75 and 90, and I think that's down to your own discernment again, so we'll probably leave it about 80 minutes. Alright, come back and show you what we've got. So we've pressure canned this for 90 minutes. It's had time to come back to 0. We've allowed it further time to cool down a bit. They're still absolutely boiling. So I'm going to lift them out and put them on the board. I think they're looking really good. It smells wonderful. I've heard people say before that they never like the smell of bacon being canned, but I actually think it smells lovely.
Which one was the fatty one?
This one. I presume it's that one. I don't think any of them are siphoned.
Clear water.
And when I do take this bacon out to cook, I will salvage the fat again and keep that. You never know when we're going to need it. And there we go. That sticker's an old sticker. And when they cool down, I'll take the rings off. But yeah, that's the fat one. And they're all the meat. You happy with that?
Yeah. Good.
6 jars of bacon and 1 fat for the pantry. So we'll leave them to cool down till tomorrow. And we're very, very happy. Let me know if you've canned bacon before, if you do any form of rebel canning, and if so, maybe you've got some new recipes to share with me. Okay, thank you for coming. Please take care. Remember you're loved, and the world is a better place with you in it. Bye, love.